Hello everyone, Luke here. Welcome to my latest MyTeam video. It's the first European round of Season 2. It is the Dutch Grand Prix. We've scored points in every race so far this season. We just about hung on to 8th place in China, and Nyck managed to get his second points of the season with a 10th position. So I'm now 7th in the Drivers' Championship, and you can see how close it is at the moment. I'm only currently 8 points off of 4th position, and Nyck, he's in 15th, and that means we're 5th as a team. So we're making progress, and hopefully we'll be able to continue that. Hopefully we'll put in a good performance in Holland. Crucial qualifying session then here at Zandvoort. You need to start as high up the order as possible, because that turn 1 is the only realistic overtaking opportunity on this circuit. There is another DRS zone later in the lap, but it's extremely tough to overtake at that point of the track, so I've got to get a good lap in here. If I'm not inside the top 10, just outside wouldn't be too bad. The alternate strategy can work extremely well around this track. Your front left tyre takes an absolute killing with all the long right-hand corners and all the fast right-handers like we've got at this part of the circuit. It is a pretty short circuit. Only Monaco on the current F1 calendar is shorter, so out of all the permanent tracks, this is the shortest. Currently we're in 14th position, 15th, dropping down slightly. Let's see how much time I can gain into this chicane. Went a bit deep there, but not too much to worry about. Short shift on exit to ensure we get the best possible traction, and then throw it into this final right-hander, flat to the throttle now. Nothing else we can do to improve our time. Make sure we get the DRS time in absolutely spot on. Not a bad lap in the end, 12th position. Fairly happy with that, fairly happy with a 12th place. I will take that every day of the week around here. And we'll see where Nyck is compared to us as well. He's in 14th, so not too bad from him either.
Let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Hamilton, Verstappen and Lance Stroll. Well, that wraps up qualifying, but don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow as we head into the Grand Prix.
Our rival Sebastian Vettel is in 7th position, but he'll have to start in the top 10. He'll have to start on those soft tyres, and he's not got any points this season, so hopefully once again we'll be able to beat him in the race, and I'd say we've got a good shot in starting in 12th place. Could get some decent points once again.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Stroll, Perez, Valtteri Bottas, and Leclerc, Vettel, Albon, Ricciardo, and Esteban Ocon. The owner driver, Kvyat, Nyck de Vries, and Grosjean, Gasly, Norris, George Russell, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Sainz, Latifi, and Dorian Boccolacci. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Time for the race then, and as you've seen, Carlos Sainz has a grid penalty, so that is pretty good news for us. Bumps us up into 11th position on the grid. We are going for the strategy at the bottom there. 21 laps on the hards, 15 on the mediums. The game does suggest that the one on top is faster, but I think if I'm stuck in some traffic early on, I might struggle to get those hard tyres, those extra few laps, and I'm not sure I'd be too confident taking the softs 12 laps at the end of the race. So the bottom one might allow me to just push that little bit harder, and we'll see if it works. Let's get this race underway. Underway then, the lights were not on for long at all then, so let's see if we can send it round the outside with as many cars as possible into turn 1. Albon and Leclerc managing to stay ahead of us, but we've got away from Ocon on the line. We've got past Ricciardo so far, and de Vries has moved his way up as well. So Nyck making some places, just using a bit of DRS and a bit of that extra fuel as we come out of that corner, just to try and stop Renault being all over the back of us at the moment. But given the fact that he's on much faster tyres than us, this could be a very defensive first couple of laps, as per usual. I think it was crucial that I got past Ocon in these early stages, because he's starting on the medium tyres, I'm on the hards, and most of the other drivers that I've seen at least are on a set of the softs, so they're going to be lightning quick at the start of this race. And again, Ricciardo all over the back of me, but you just can't pass on this track. I said this in qualifying, apart from turn 1, it is extremely difficult to make a move anywhere on the Zandvoort circuit. He's going to have a fantastic run into turn 1 as well, because I've made an absolute hash of the final corner, used a bit of fuel and ERS again, and I have been able to pull away. 2 places gained then on lap 1. We're up into 9th. I think though we will lose the place probably to Ricardo and to Nyck once the DRS becomes active at the end of this lap. I really pushed hard on that lap just to try and get a second away from Ricardo, so that gives Nyck DRS on him, but it ensures Daniel can't defend using my DRS. Hopefully Nyck will be able to work his way past and he can get into the top 10 as well, and if so, at least I'm not holding him up at this moment in time, because I'm already pulling away from those soft runners behind. And I am just about in the lead of the race here. Me and Lewis, whoa, actually Verstappen's got past Hamilton. I was about to say me and Hamilton are battling. Verstappen's on a set of the medium tyres. He's going to try everything to get ahead of me, and because he's got that extra grip, he is going to. So we are seeing some different strategies from the top drivers. Hamilton's on the hard tyres, so he's going for a one-stop, same as me.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Jeff warning me about tyre grip. I'm wondering whether I should try and stretch this to a hard tyre stint to gain Hamilton trying to move on me, but I'm going to have the DRS down this next straight to defend. It's not like I'm trying to block Hamilton at the moment. If he sends one up the inside into turn 1, I'm probably just going to let him have the position. But for now, everyone's made their first pit stops, and I'm in second. Ricardo out the session. That is good news for Nyck. He might have a chance of getting another 10th place here. Just look at that queue of cars behind me on the mini-map. Originally, I was going to pit this lap. I've changed my mind. I'm going to go for that hard-soft strategy. I'm going to stay out until the end of lap 24. I'm holding these guys up, so if those on the mediums are two-stopping, I'm going to have a really good chance of beating them. It just depends how my tyres are for those on the hard tyres, as Lewis nearly sent one up the inside there. These hards are definitely starting to struggle. Still holding on to second. Can I hold it off all the way around the outside of Hamilton? Still got the grip to do that, even though this is my 24th lap on these tyres. We're still in second. We're still in second. We are coming in on this lap. And I think we are not coming in a moment too soon. These tyres are really starting to struggle. So we'll be in at the end of this lap and then see what we can do on the softs. You can see there, just not enough grip now. Hamilton works his way past me. I think Sergio Perez is going to try and send one up the inside. I've managed to hold on to that position. That's allowed Stroll to get through as well. I'm having a very interesting final lap before I come into the pits, it has to be said. Here we are then, heading towards the pits then. We've got our one and only pit stop onto the soft tyres. Let's see where we come out. It could be pretty close actually with my teammate and with Charles Leclerc. Hopefully I'm in free air though. And hopefully if I am in free air, that was a beautiful pit stop. Because it is a fairly short pit lane here, of course, I am going to be out in free air. I'm out in 8th position. Let's see if we can catch back up to that pack and get some overtakes done. Fastest lap of the race. Got to keep pushing. 10 laps to go. We're about 10 seconds off the back of this pack, and my tyre advantage is going to go down every lap, of course. It's going to be a close one. Well, we've managed to overtake someone. unfortunately, it's Latifi, and he's a lapped car. We are not really catching up.
Teammate behind is 10.4 seconds.
We are not really catching up to those ahead. I think my only hope is that the medium tyred runners up ahead, their tyres just drop off a cliff. Otherwise, this is the best I'm going to do.
This is your final lap of the race.
Final lap of the race, as Jeff said,
We're leading our teammate by
and unsurprisingly, we're not
6 seconds.
going forward whatsoever. Pretty much the gap the last few laps has always been hovering around 8 seconds to those ahead. Leclerc behind us has been really catching up after he got ahead of Nyck, so kind of glad this race isn't a couple of laps longer, because I think he'd have a chance of passing me in the final stages, but it might be worth me just relaxing now. Not going to catch up to anyone up ahead. Those medium tyres did a better job of lasting than I thought they would. I thought we'd see a few two-stop strategies maybe from Albon, Perez, maybe even Verstappen, who has taken the race victory for the second season in a row in Holland. He's going to get the win, and I've just got to concentrate on not making any mistakes in the final few corners here. It's another points finish. The streak continues. 5 points finishes out of 5 at the start of the season, and Verstappen took the fastest lap away from me on the final lap of the race. I really thought we were going to get that bonus point, but we're not. It's an 8th place for me and a 10th place for Nyck.
At the end of the race, we'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And I imagine that might earn one of us driver of the day. There we go. As always. Pretty predictable now that I'm going to end up with the driver of the day. It's pretty predictable that Max Verstappen is going to win the Dutch Grand Prix because of the way this game works, obviously. Your home race, you're just better than everyone else, and there's nothing the other drivers can do about it. There we go, so there's the podium. Verstappen taking the win, Hamilton second, and I think that is Perez who managed to work his way back up into third position. So we'll have dropped a long way behind Perez in the championship because we were tied on points with him before that race, but we'll have a look at the results first.
Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I'm going to give it to the owner driver today. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone else did a better job today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull take over as championship leaders. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
So you can see there, Verstappen taking the win. I think obviously me holding up Hamilton just helped him, and he was able to breeze away. Leclerc ended up getting the fastest lap of the race, and I finished 8.5 seconds behind Albon. I was about 12 seconds behind at the pit stop, so I gained a bit in the first few laps, but after that I was nowhere near. In the championship, we're actually now up into 6th position. We're now tied on points with Lance Stroll, and we've jumped Daniel Kvyat. Nyck stays in 15th place, and in the Constructors, we stay in 5th. But you can see we've caught up to AlphaTauri slightly, but Ferrari are beginning to catch up to us as well, so we need to watch out for them. We have got a few engine upgrades planned on the car soon, and they should be ready for Azerbaijan, and if not there, ready for Canada, where you really need good straight line speed, so that might help us ever so slightly. Should definitely help us with fuel consumption, I believe, so I might be able to run the car a bit lighter.
You really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy.
We'll see what Claire has to say to us.
You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy?
I'm going to try and boost the power department because I've got a bit of work going on with them. It'd be nice if
Teammate is at home today.
they did better.
Really Great. Well, that's everything.
A really short and sweet interview there after... I got points, but I'm not sure I'm really happy with how that race went, especially after coming out of the pits in 8th position. I'd have thought I'd have been able to maybe work my way forward, but as we saw, I wasn't able to do so. We didn't gain in the rivalry with Vettel in that race, but we are 5 points ahead, and if we get to 30, we win the rivalry, so hopefully we'll be able to do that. Nice little bit of boost and an acclaim for both of us. We're getting closer to Team Acclaim level 17, and I think at level 20 we can get a final sponsor and get that bit more money in. And talking of money, we hit all our targets once again this race weekend, so maybe, just maybe, there might be a chance for me to improve a few departments. And I didn't get any damage either, which is quite a rarity for me across a race weekend. Another points finish, our 5th in a row at the start of this season, and hopefully we'll be able to carry that on into round 6, which is another circuit where downforce is important and it isn't the easiest to overtake. And it's a track I did fairly well on last year, so hopefully we'll be able to put in a good performance again. Round 6 of the season will be at the Circuit de Catalunya. But for now, thanks guys for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment if you've got any suggestions for the future, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any of my videos. But we'll see you guys next time for the Spanish Grand Prix. Goodbye.